Last time on Realm of the Gods, always sunny in Godsa-delphia. Lassius returns to the cobbler's cottage and creates damn near a masterwork shoe. The cobbler looks much more frail, and when Lassius asks, he reveals he is not long for this world. They both agree to make the most of the time they have left for Lassius to learn everything he can from him. Solemn but determined, Lassius returned to his good dear sweet kind friends. Lassius confides in them that his mentor is beginning to reach the end of his life. The gang responds in heartfelt, uplifting messages of support in these trying times, stating such supportive messages like, "You didn't ask what you can do to save them. You're a terrible person and you must want him dead so you can replace him." Lassius cried into his hands, overjoyed that he has such great friends. The gang then refocused on the task at hand, to investigate the murder of Summoned. They must travel to the Dark Realm to search for the mysterious Shady Activates group. To get there, they will need the help of a strong god that projects light to penetrate the darkness. Horus offers two ideas of who they can speak to: Helios, who will get them there quickly but is extremely annoying, or Ra, who can get them there slower but Horus is terrified of him. The gang carefully examined the options, and after much debate said, "Screw that, we're going to go with the snake god guy that wants everyone to drink his venom like it's some kind of messed up kink." Before the gang heads out, they knew they couldn't be caught dead in the turnip blimp again. It was time to build another airship. Everyone headed out to the north side of town and met with Hot Dog Lovato once more to see what they can do about getting an airship with extra bells and whistles. Ringo knew it was his time to shine. He whipped out the blank check that Hercules gifted him and asked what we can do with it. The correct question is, what can't we do with it? The gang worked on the airship together, adding plasma rifles, a solar cannon, a giant slingshot, a giant hammer with Hot Dog's logo on it, and a special doomsday button that states above it, "Only press if shit hits the fan." The gang should really watch Nolene. She isn't good with big red "don't press this" type buttons. Additionally, the ship is indestructible, has an enchant to dispel bad weather, and can shrink down to be placed in a pocket. Satisfied, the gang departs in their new, supped-up, ultra-fudge-coated, awesome airship 2.0 and head to have an audience with the Quexicockles. The Quexiocrotal? The Quexi. Screw it, I'm looking it up with Google, the snake venom guy's house. The gang arrives at the Quetzalcoatl's temple, and the gang is greeted by the guards. They immediately recognized Nolene as part of the sect after her binge drinking of Quetzalcoatl venom at the Pharaoh's Trove Casino, as well as Briathar, who just willingly became a follower earlier and also has one of the guards' cool hats. Luckily, they are allowed both a +1, allowing Ringo and Lassius to enter as well. How oddly convenient. They are all granted an audience, and the gang states their case. The Quetzalcoatl listens to the gang and agrees to help, but the trip will require a human sacrifice. The Quetzalcoatl also tries to convince the gang to acquire the blood of Hercules and Thor, but everyone just kind of nods along awkwardly. Briathar remarks that the Quetzalcoatl looks like Skittles. "I taste like them too," he replies. The gang finds this strangely morally agreeable, and they begin talking about who they can sacrifice. Who could the gang sacrifice, if only there was some kind of place with expendable people? The gang arrives at Whiny Losers Inc. and heads to the front desk. Lassius picks up Ringo and brings him to the receptionist's eye level. Ringo tells them, "We'd like to purchase an expendable human." Briathar chimes in, "And make them the whiniest one you've got." After a short amount of time, the gang is presented with Whiny Wallace. After asking him a few questions to make sure he's as pathetic as he was claimed to have been, the gang hog ties him and hauls him back to the Quetzalcoatl temple. Briathar excitedly hauls him up the stairs with bloodlust in his eyes. He unsheathes his fruit-slicing dagger and plunges it into Whiny Wallace's chest. Lassius turns to Nolene and states, "We're the good guys, right?" Unbeknownst to everyone else, Ringo actually saved him by using his illusion to make it look like a proper murder, while sending him back to Whiny Losers Inc. to find out why they are collecting sadness, but not before having him pledge himself to Ringo. Briathar was not the only one convinced of the sacrifice's authenticity. The Quetzalcoatl is satisfied as well, and grants the gang Huitzilopochtli's lantern that will help their airship penetrate the darkness. Briathar, having taste of blood, decides that it wasn't enough. Killing one of the employees of Whiny Losers Inc. felt like a victimless crime. Why not blow up the whole business? The gang returns to the forge and meets Hephaestus, the god of the forge. Brithar puts in an order for explosives that could level a building. Ringo decides to have lockpicks created, Nolene picks up Hephaestus's Hell Screamer bullets, and Lysias decides to enhance his shoes with steel toes. But he fails to realize that Hephaestus was going to straight up hammer it on the shoe while it was still on. Friggin' ouch! Brithar, not being deterred by what he had just witnessed, asked for a metal codpiece. It's safe to say that his sausage was certainly smoked. When asked who is paying, Hephaestus replied with a wink, "Your name is Damos, right? Let's just put it on Hercules' tab and call it a day." The gang returned to Whiny Losers Inc. and after stealthily making sure they were not on camera, placed what they assumed would be normal boom explosives. Brithar pressed down on his detonator and the gang was shocked to see that it suddenly summoned a giant fire golem that proceeded to smash the building to smithereens. As the impact occurred, a huge blue wave of sadness radiated out of the building, which made everyone burst into tears. Nolene gets a call from Horus stating that the entire multiverse is sad. What the hell happened? Just then the gang looks to a nearby screen and sees the vile, craptacular imp Fudfud singing live on the air. Nearby, people began to regain their composure and lovingly look at the screen. One observer remarks, "His singing is giving people hope," only for Lysias to look dead straight into the camera and say, "Then we must kill hope." The session ended with another trip to the grocery store to restock on essential items. Will the gang be able to shine some light on the Shady Activities organization? Will the gang find out if Whiny Wallace survived the destruction of Whiny Losers Inc.? Will the Quetzalcoatl remain deceived? Will the gang ever stop getting sidelined at the grocery store? Find out next time on Realm of the Gods, always sunny in Godsa-delphia.